Hello guys, welcome to Righteous Pursuits, where we talk everything life. Today is Friday Bible study, and I want to welcome those who are tuning in for the very first time. Please remember to subscribe to this channel so we can stay connected, and remember guys to like this video and share it to help someone you may know. Now today we'll be looking into the Bible verse of Genesis 4, verse 1 to 16. Verse 1. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. So Cain was the firstborn. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. So we see here that he was a farmer. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. He felt that Abel gave him his best, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. So he wasn't pleased with Cain's offering. So Cain was very angry about this. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth, or why are you angry? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. So basically God is saying here, if Cain did the right thing, or gave him the right gift, or gave him his best, if he would be happy with it. But if he didn't give him his best, then he was in the danger of sin. Verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? So God asked him where his brother was. Even though he asked, God knew where he was, but he wanted to see if Cain would admit to what he did. And so we see here that Cain lied. He said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? How stink of him. And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. So here he's saying that Cain would be basically a wanderer, running from place to place without a home or job, and whatever he tried to grow would not bear. So then Cain goes on to say, my punishment is greater than I could bear. Seems afraid about the punishment that God is now giving to him. Then he goes on to say, Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And then we see, and the Lord said unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. So God basically puts a mark on his head to protect him. And when I read that, I was like taken aback. I was like, wow, God is really merciful. And then verse 16, And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord, and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east of Eden. So if you tuned into last week's Bible study, when we talked about Adam and Eve and how they disobeyed God, basically in this chapter also, when they sinned, they ended up moving from out of the presence of God. So we see here in this chapter that Cain went out from the presence of the Lord after he committed that sin by killing his brother. So we could see from the story how important it is to give God our best. But yeah, so also it's important to learn to control our anger, because anger could lead to other things or lead to things that we never intended. So in this story we see that Cain's anger and his jealousy led him to killing his own brother. And then also, when we sin, there are consequences to our sin. So, just like Adam and Eve, when they sinned, their consequence was to get out of the garden. God didn't allow them to stay in the garden. And He cursed them. He cursed Adam by saying that Adam would now have to work for food, and Eve would experience pain. When it comes to having a child, she would experience pain, which has affected the whole entire world. So anyway, guys, remember to like this video and please share it with someone. And remember to subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching. See you next time.